Welcome to the high coast in the northern part of Sweden. It's minus 18 degrees Celsius outside, and I'm setting up for a night of imaging. Welcome to my journey, photographing the stars and deep sky objects. I'm making sure that the mount is completely leveled, and next I'm mounting my scope and doing a polar alignment. So everything is mounted. I've hooked up my camera and my telescope and connected everything. I got my dew heaters on. I have balanced everything, and now I'm going to turn off the lights on the house and do a polar alignment with SharpCap. So, polar alignment completed. I will show you later on my MiniPC what it looked like. And now I'm going inside to do some focusing and start my imaging session. So as you can see here, I'm inside now, and I still have SharpCap open. Now the polar alignment says good now. It was excellent when I left it because I've swinged back, or I've repositioned the mount and the telescope to the home position instead of rotated 90 degrees. So that's why it says good here. So the next thing for me to do is to start Astrophotography tool. And my camera's connected, and then I click on gear and connect my scope. Check that it is okay. It seems okay. It's parked right now. Then I will connect my focuser. And I'm going to start PhD2 guiding, and I will connect my equipment. I have the Evoguide 50ED with the ASI 120mm Mini and my HEQ5 Pro mount. Now I want to focus, and for that I really like a bright star. So I'm selecting stars, typing in Vega and search. Vega, okay, and then I press on go to, and of course I need to unpark my scope. I press go to again, and it's slewing to my target. It's probably going to be way out of focus right now because my focus tube is all the way in at position 100. That's almost all the way in. So let me click on live view, zoom in to see if I see any stars whatsoever. Then I will try to take this out to, I would say, 20,000. and this is actually the first time I'm using this focuser, so I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be in focus. So checking right now, I took a 5-second exposure and you can see some stars here. I'm not sure if I'm going to see them in live view. Let me zoom in. No. I'm trying to go out to, let's say, 24,000. And now we can see a star, and I went past. So this is actually going to be a bit easier later on when I'm fairly certain about where it should be focused. 5-second shot to see if I have any stars in that image. Yes, I do. And I am going to look up the Veil Nebula. Let's see, the Western Veil. I'm going to image that. The Western Veil. I'm pressing go to, always forgetting to unpark my scope. It's slewing to the veil. Checking on my guide camera. Settling in. So that's finished. I'm now going to take a 5-second exposure to see if I am at the right position. Pressing gear. I'm pressing point craft. I'm choosing the Veil Nebula, and I'm doing a plate solve. There we have it. Sync that with my mount, and I'm also going to make sure that we have it all centered in my frame. So I'm using the Go to ++ feature. That means that Astrophotography tool is taking a shot, comparing that to the position the mount is in, and then slightly adjusting, taking another exposure, and repeating that process until completed. So, settling in. So, how do you use the autofocuser in Astrophotography tool? Right now, I'm pointed to the Western Veil Nebula that I'm going to be imaging tonight. So I want to check my focus, and for that I'm going to first of all go to camera, and I'm going to select the image preview and choose 1 by 1. Next you go to tools and you click on autofocus aid. You can select different methods. I usually want to use the half-lux diameter, since that tends to give better results if you trust the author of the software anyway. And I also want to have the one pass algorithm. If you click on settings, you can set the number of test points. I want to have 9. You can also set the focuser move step and the maximum move count. I've set that to 10 and 100, and also a 1-second pause after move. Exposure time 5 seconds, ISO 1600. So before we can start the autofocus aid, we need to start the focus aid, and we need to position that over a star. When that's done, you can take the autofocus window again and click on Run. What will happen now is that Astrophotography tool is going to take 9 exposures, and for each exposure it's going to adjust the focuser position. So it took a couple of extra exposures. We're now at 12, and there we go. The focuser was in position 22767, and now it's at 22740. I'm gonna go back to camera and select the preview to on fit again. So I'm switching over to PhD 2 guiding, and I'm going to begin guiding. So I go up to plans, I take a new light plan, edit that. I'm going to stick with my 240-second exposure. I also want to have, let's say, 2 seconds pause between them, and I'm going to set this to maybe 30, 40 exposures. And update current, quality raw, and not any filters or anything like that, because I'm using my Canon DSLR. And then I'm clicking start. The imaging session has begun, and this will take about, it's 12 past 8 right now. This is going to take until right about 11 p.m. So I'm going to get back to you a bit later on when I have some subs coming in, and we're going to check the progress. So we are back in Astrophotography tool, and right now it's working on exposure number 14. And, that was just finished. Now it's started dithering. Let's see how long that will take. And dithering finished. That took about 15 seconds. So here we are in PixInsight. I've opened the first light frame, so keep in mind that this is just the actual first light frame taken, 240-second, ISO 1600. And this is the light frame with a screen transfer function. And I also did a quick dynamic background extraction, and I ran the autocolor script. And now I'm doing a screen transfer function on that to see the result. As you can see here, there is a lot of noise, but I think it's nice rounded stars here. You can definitely see just for this single exposure with my regular non-modified DSLR Canon 60D, you can see a lot of nebulosity, and I'm actually looking forward to stacking these images now that I'm using dithering. So I'm outside now. It's about 1 a.m. at night. It's about minus 20 degrees Celsius, so it's a bit chilly, and well, I need to work tomorrow, so I better get this equipment inside. I will have to do my flats tomorrow. So we're actually inside my garage right now. I will be looking at the subs and stacking them, and then I will return with a new episode in which I will show you how I did the processing to reveal the Western Veil Nebula. Until then, I wish you all clear skies. If you like this content, please subscribe and tell your friends.